Hey, welcome to the Homebuyer Seminar. First one of the year. We didn't do one last week? No, we didn't.
No.
So here we are, 2026. I'm Bill Gross at Bill Gross Probate, along with my friend and colleague.
Patricia Castillo.
And we're working in real estate. I don't know about you, Patricia, but I got offers coming in and listings that didn't give much activity. I've got showing requests going on. What's going on your side of the market?
Yeah, right now that everybody's coming back from the holidays, my phone's starting to ring, and I'm seeing that buyers are coming back into the market as well.
Yeah.
I have a listing that I listed right about 3 weeks ago near South Pasadena and Highland Park. So I've been getting showings there as well. And that's how we know that the market's starting to pick back up again, right? When our phone is ringing, when we get the email notifications from our super lock boxes that the homes are being shown and the doors are being opened. So it's a good time to get started if you've been thinking about buying a home. I know my clients are starting to ask questions and, giving them that guidance and helping them get started on their homeownership plan.
I know one of the things that's encouraging more people to buy or lower rates, which has a direct impact on lowering the cost to buy a house. Here we have 30-year fixed rates, only slightly, but still the lowest they've been for the last 12 months or so, 6.19 on the Fannie Mae rate. You can probably get 30-year fixed mortgages in the fives, mid fives, to high fives. But the overall market number from the economy is at the lowest it's been, and really about the lowest it's been for the last 3 years. So when rates go down, it's cheaper to buy a house. The same house costs less. More people looking to buy. In fact, if you look at the applications, you can see as the rates in the orange come down, the applications in the gray below that go up. And so we're seeing more people. And I know Patricia and I were talking before we recorded how, my listings, I got a couple offers and some that were dormant, and we got more activity. So kind of exciting time. So let's talk about, for a buyer who's looking to get ready now to buy a house, they enjoyed their eggnog, and the turkey's gone, the eggnog is gone, the Christmas tree's down, the lights are put away. They went to work and they were wiped out for a couple of days. Now they're getting ready to buy a house. What are the next things they should be doing?
Well, definitely you want to have your most updated financials in order. So you want to have your last 2 bank statements ready, your W-2s for the last 2 years, and if you have your pay stubs available, that would be amazing as well, because sometimes, the lenders want to see your pay stubs as well, in addition to the W-2s. And of course, an application will have to be completed once you have your documentation ready. And depending on the type of loan you're getting, sometimes all your taxes might be needed as well. So if you're a small business owner or you have an LLC, then we would need your taxes for your business and your personal. So these are things that you can start getting together right now, collecting your documents. I know I've talked to a couple of people and they're like, oh, I don't know where my W-2's at. Oh, I think I put that in storage. Oh gosh, I'm going to have to go search, in the garage. So this is a good time to get all your documents together, and also think about the payment that you'd like to have and where your comfort level is at. Because once you buy a home, there's going to be some expenses that are going to be coming up in the future. And you want to be prepared for that, and not, you don't want it to be a painful situation if you need to have a plumber come out, or you need to have your roof looked at because maybe there's a leak. Those things happen just out of the blue. So you want to have some funds set aside as well, in addition to your regular monthly payment and your expenses, like your utilities. Maybe you're going to have a gardener, or unless you're going to do the gardening yourself. But I think that's one thing that's overlooked that I've experienced with buyers, is just the maintenance of the yard. That, people say, oh, I want a big yard. I want an outdoor space. I want to have grass. I want trees. But once it comes down to the maintenance part, this is a weekly or at least bi-weekly upkeep that's needed. If you let your yard go after 2 weeks, depending on where you live, like where I live, it's pretty windy all the time. So we get a lot of leaves, things blowing down the street. I mean, you just have to be ready to take on that responsibility yourself or pay for a gardener to come out every 2 weeks and mow the lawn, pick up the leaves, and keep it looking nice and tidy because your curb appeal is really important, right? You don't want to be the house on the block that, has the dry grass and the weeds growing over and to be the eyesore on the block. So you just want to be prepared for the maintenance that comes along with homeownership.
Yeah, there's a definite cost to it. Either you do it yourself, and you always have to add in, buying the right equipment and supplies and such, or pay somebody else to do it. And I literally just wrote the check to my gardener today for it. We actually have them come every week. We have a good sized yard. It costs us we pay $240 for 2 months, so it's $120 per month. I think is what we're paying for a house, which to me feels cheap for the amount of work you got. I couldn't do all that work, but they do. And so, but that's why those guys look so healthy too. There's one guy's like my age, but he's the owner, and then the son. But again, you can do it yourself if you enjoy it, or are able to, or not. But it's a cost. It's not cheap. It's not free. Like everything else, owning a house, there's we just got to do filters for a heater, and it just seems like it's always something. I got a new lock for my door. I mean, you're always trying to improve things, make things, or fix things, and so those extra costs add up over time. That's
right. It's almost like a project that really kind of is stable for a while, but then there's things that are needed.
It's always something. I think back to maybe you're too old to remember Saturday Night Live, Rosanna Dana. It's always something. It's not the gardener. It's the water filter. It's the heater filters. It's the air conditioning. It's always something. But on the other hand, that's the pride of owning something, is you have the control and can do things and make sure they're kept up to date.
Absolutely.
So I know there's some special programs for buyers, the grants that you follow. Patricia, talk a little bit about some of the grant programs available to help buyers maybe get in with lower down payments.
So that's a really good point. There are so many programs right now that buyers can apply for. So one of them is the CalHFA down payment assistance. You can get down payment assistance for your down payment and then also for your down payment, right? I mean, your payment and your closing costs, excuse me. That's through CalHFA. You have to work with a lender that's approved through CalHFA, which I believe Shannon is, in order to apply for the down payment assistance and the closing. You can even get closing cost assistance. In fact, I closed one of those loans last year where we were able to get the down payment borrowed and the closing costs borrowed. So the buyer just paid for, we sent in $1,000 earnest money deposit, paid for inspections and appraisal, and they were off to the races of homeownership. So of course, every program has criteria, and the guidelines are very different for the programs because we're looking at income, sometimes age, the area median income, like the housing limits and everything. So those are things that we look at individually to see which program would be best suitable for you. But our goal is always to get you the highest amount possible so that you're putting less out of pocket. But the other one is through City National Bank. There's a $20,000 home buyer grant. And there's also which is a conventional loan. There's no PMI, which is amazing because you're not putting 20% down, right? So any home that you buy that you're putting 20% down, or excuse me, under 20%, you're going to have private mortgage insurance. That's what PMI is. So in this case, you're getting $20,000 that you can use towards your down payment and closing costs. And so it's a conventional loan with no PMI. You can even buy a condo with this program. So with a condo or a townhome, because there are the CCNRs, the HOA documents that the lender has to review, if the HOA is in trouble, if they're having issues financially where there's a lot of the homeowners that are maybe late or the HOA's in the red, maybe they have a lot of deferred maintenance, those kinds of issues, then the lender would not fund on a complex like that. So the HOA does have to be in good standing and have, reserves. So, and for the homeowners not to be late on their payments to the HOA. There's also another grant with Bank of America, and it's very similar. you end up getting about 20 to 23,000 paid. So you get 15,000 to use towards your down payment. It's also a conventional loan, and if there's you're going to have closing costs. So your title, escrow, appraisal, those fees are also paid by the lender. So you're getting the 15,000, but then you're also getting your closing costs paid. So depending on what that totals, the bank will take a look at that and pay for the title and escrow fee, which will usually run you maybe anywhere between like $3,000 to $4,000, depending on the price of home that you're getting. So this is also a loan that is conventional, no PMI, and the qualification process is very simple. People think that, just from conversations I've had, that it's like this lengthy process to apply, but it's really not. You need a pay stub, and as I mentioned, your W-2s, a quick application. Sometimes the lenders can take your information over the phone and then run your credit. And so at that point, if you needed, let's say you needed a co-signer or you needed some credit repair, then we have services where we can connect you for credit repair as well.
And time to get started is now. I literally got an offer today from a buyer whose agent, the proof of funds wasn't sufficient. And he's scrambling around to get that together. Meanwhile, we're countering another offer. And so, that buyer might lose out on a chance because they just think their paperwork done ahead of time. It's not that much extra work, but like everything in life, proper planning and preparation can get you better results. And that's why we have this podcast just to try to encourage you. If you're looking to buy a house, let's get started. Let's get your paperwork together, get you pre-approved so that you can make a good, strong offer when you're ready to go, not be disappointed because your paperwork wasn't put together properly.
That's right, because all of these statements, your bank statements, all of that is part of the offer as well. It's not just part of your loan approval. So when you submit, your agent is submitting an offer to a listing agent, they need to see that updated bank statement of where your funds are coming from. So that's really important as well.
Yep. Okay. So sounds like we're off to a good start here. We're both busy. We have some programs to help you get started. If you're looking to buy a house or your next house, Patricia, if someone wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do that?
Give me a call on my cell phone, 323-365-9909.
And you'll put them together with a lender. Shannon, our normal guest, is off. He's in Hawaii, newly married, new father, and enjoying time in Hawaii. Something's going right for him. The rest of us, we're still here. I'm Bill Gross at Bill Gross Probate. If I can help, please reach out. And we do a new episode. We launch them usually on Fridays. If you have any questions, please reach out. And if not, make today your best day ever. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.